Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pixar. Today, I'm going to be ranking all of the Pixar short films, except for the Disney Plus Spark shorts and the Toy Story tunes and the Tales from Radiator Springs. So, without further ado, I'm going to start off our list with The Adventures of Andre and Wally B, which is the first Pixar short film that they have ever made. It was made when they were still a division of Lucasfilm, so that's pretty interesting. And it was the first computer-generated short film of all time. So that's why it deserves S tier. I mean, if it was made now, it'd probably get a D. But out of respect, I'm putting it in S tier because the only reason why I'm saying it would get a D now is because it doesn't really have a story. It's just this little man getting chased by Wally B. And in the end, he stings him. It's not much of a story at all, but it was the first animated film, short film, and it was the first one that Pixar ever made, so it has a very special history. The next short film we have on our list is Luxo Jr., and if you are a moviegoer, and you will see Luxo Jr. here, and you think, oh, that's the lamp in the Pixar logo. So now you know his name is Luxo Jr., and I get really annoyed, and my pet peeve is where people are like, oh, that's the Pixar lamp. It's not the Pixar lamp. It's called Luxo Jr. because it's a Luxo lamp. The reason why this lamp is S tier, the Luxo Jr. short, is because it was the first time that Pixar decided to make inanimate objects move and have feelings. You will see that later down the line that they do that. So, like with Toy Story and stuff, Tin Toy, Knick Knack, all that, they have all those short films that have different aspects of bringing inanimate objects to life. The next short film that we have here is, what's that? It's Red's Dream. I'm putting Red's Dream in A tier. The main reason why is, like, I like the story, I like the animation. It just has a clown, and the clown's sort of creepy. So, but that's the only reason why I'm putting. I mean, it should be an S tier, but I'm biased, and since it has a clown, it goes in A tier. I have a strong dislike of clowns. So, next on our list here is Tin Toy. Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. Where should I put Tin Toy? Should I put, like, this film was monumental, but it has the creepy baby. Creepy baby. I'm gonna put Tin Toy in A tier because it has. It was the first time Pixar tried modeling a human character, and you'll see that with Billy the baby. Except Billy the baby is the creepiest baby you have ever seen, meaning it's creepy. So, Billy the creepy baby. But the toy itself, Tinny, is adorable. I want a action figure of him because I know they make them, but I want it. Next up, we have Knick Knack. Oh, wait, Knick Knack came out before Tin Toy, I think. Knick Knack's going up here because of how comedic it is. It reminds me of a old Looney Tunes short by like Chuck Jones. Is that Chuck Jones? Yeah. And it's funny. I mean, when they re-released it, they had to censor some bits because the mermaid and the beach girl were a bit inappropriate. I'm just going to leave it at that. You can search it up for yourself because, I mean, it's a bit of interesting Pixar history. Also, the funny thing is that John Lasseter was the one that wanted to censor it. So, you'll see what the censorship was if you search that up for yourself. The next film we have here is Jerry's Game, which is going easily in S tier. Jerry's Game is one of the greatest Pixar shorts of all time. It's one of the funniest Pixar shorts of all time. As you can see, I'm probably just going to put most of my list up in S or A tier, because almost all of these are good. I'll get to the negative ones when I get there. So Jerry's Game, monumental because it involves an actual human character that has very realistic looking hands, and you can easily tell that he's a human, unlike a certain baby from Tin Toy here. No one, I mean, like, Billy in Tin Toy looks like a baby doll, which is not a good thing. But in Jerry's Game, Jerry looks like he could be an actual human. They get textures in there, and because of the animators loved the model so much, he shows up in Toy Story 2 as the cleaner. So a bit of trivia there for you. The next Pixar short film that we have here is, I believe it's For the Birds. I love For the Birds. For the Birds came out with Monsters, Inc., I think. For the Birds is about this one giant bird wanting to fit in with all these small little other birds, and chaos ensues. And it is just hilarious. It's one of my favorite short films, actually. It's just so funny, and the noise that the bird makes here, this big one, it goes like, ha! And it makes me care for the bird, and I want a plushie of this bird, this giant bird. I'm not sure if they sell them, but I want one. So next up, we have Bounding. This short was directed by the late, great Bud Luckey, who plays this jackalope. The instrumentals was also Bud Luckey playing on the banjo, and I would be a horrible human being not to put Boundin' on S tier. Just out of respect of Bud Luckey. And it's an amazing short anyways, so it deserves to go in S tier. It's about finding yourself and respecting who you are, and it's just very emotional, and it's a wonderful short film. So if you have not seen Boundin', that's one of the ones I guarantee will warm your heart. And so next up, we have Mike's New Car, which came out with the DVD release of Monsters Incorporated. I'm putting it in A tier. It's not going to, like, other short films from film franchises are going to go higher. The only reason why I don't like Mike's New Car as much is because the only characters you see are Mike and Sully. I mean, I like Mike and Sully, but if anything, if they were going to do a follow-up, I would like to see what's going on with Boo. I know that sounds a little entitled for me to ask and a little bit creepy, but, like, everyone's like, oh, Boo's in Toy Story 3, or no, Boo's in Toy Story 4, or Boo's in Inside Out. So all of that, it would just be cool to see a follow-up with what Boo's doing now that she has gone from being a toddler and being with Mike and Sully. But I'm glad that we were able to spend more time with these characters because of how fun and silly they are. Another reason why I'm putting this down, because I really like this short. It's just that the only person that really is talking in this short is Billy Crystal's Mike Wazowski. I don't believe Sully talks in this film at all. And if they do, I believe they just use recycled audio from the film. Because, like, Sully is very oddly silent in this short film. Like, he just goes, ooh, and he flicks a lever or whatever. So that's the only reason why this one's lower than an S tier. Next up, we have Jack Jack Attack. If you guys watched my Incredibles tier list video, or not Incredibles, Pixar movie tier list, you'll know that I love the Incredibles, and any Incredibles media that we get, I will snorted up like cocaine. So Jack Jack Attack, I like with this, they don't have Sully speak at all, but with this, they expand upon the character of Kari McKean, who's the babysitter that you see in the first Incredibles. Then there's the you go and you explore Jack Jack's power set. That it expands upon that from what you see, which is just like the Demon Baby, the Iron Baby, and that's all you see in the actual movie. But with this, they explore the lasers, the fire, and it basically sets up Incredibles 2's Jack Jack plot. So after that, I believe there is One Man Band. I don't know where to put One Man Band. It's not an S tier film. I don't actually like One Man Band, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. The only reason why I don't like One Man Band is because when I was little, I found it way too emotional, and so I only watched it then, and I watched it a little while ago because I only watched it that one time because it made me cry. So, but it has some good elements to it. I like the band aspect, the music aspect. It's just a very good short film, but I mean, it's Pixar, so it's obviously going to make you cry, but I just didn't want to cry, and I cried, so that's why that one's going there. Next up, we have Mater and the Ghost Light. Ghost Light. That's going to go in C tier, because it just is about Mater and his fear of a ghostly light that follows him around, and I mean, it's just more Mater, and it's sort of a sign of what was to come with Cars 2. I mean, I enjoyed it when I was little, but then again, I enjoyed Cars 2 when I was little, and looking back at it now, I'm just like, why did they make that film? Next up, we have Lifted. Lifted is easily an S tier film. Lifted is incredible. It's about aliens trying to abduct a sleeping man from his house, but the twist is that it is a test for a smaller alien in order to go up the ranks in his colony. What do you say? And he messes up big time, and it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite Pixar short films, so it's definitely going up in S tier. Next up, we have Your Friend the Rat, which is basically a sequel to Ratatouille. I also love Ratatouille. So I'm putting it in A tier. It has a cameo from WALL-E, and this is before WALL-E even came out. And this was a DVD short, meaning that not many people have seen or remember this one. And it's just talks about the history of humans and rats as narrated by Remy and Emile from the Ratatouille movie. And it's just beautiful and funny because of that. The next film we have here is Presto. Presto is amazing. It's about a magician and his pet bunny named Presto. And the way that they make this short film, it's just very comedic. The bunny tries to mess up the musician's performance, and it's just hilarious what they do with it. So that's why Presto's going to be in S tier. The next movie we have is Bernie, which is going to go in A tier. Bernie just follows the journey of Bernie, which is a robot that you do see in WALL-E. He is fixing a pole outside, and the entire plot of this short film is about him trying to fix that pole. Anything that goes with WALL-E, I love, and so that's why I like Bernie so much. wait, if his name is like Wally pronounces his name like Wally, and then so would Bernie pronounce his name Bernie? I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Next we have I think partially cloudy. Partially cloudy. I feel goes in A tier. It's a wonderful short film, um, and I feel that it. I mean, I feel like it could be set in the Dumbo universe because it's about storks and how babies are made, and they're made by this little cloud man. There's multiple little cloud people, and that's why it's just very creative. It explains where the storks get the babies from. It's made from little cloud people, and it just explores that wonderfully. And it's just funny because it involves a rookie cloud man trying to um, come up with the babies, right, and create the babies. But most of the time he fails really hard at it. So yeah. Okay, so after partially cloudy, we have George and AJ. Um, this one's really funny. It takes place after the events, or during the events of Up. Um, I don't know. I'm sort of divided on this one. I like the style. It sort of looks like it looks like a storyboard sort of a thing. Except there's just so many inconsistencies. So uh, they spell Carl Fredrickson's name wrong multiple times. They have the Shady Oaks retirement home literally get pulled away by, I think it was by cats. I'm not sure. It's very creative. And then they also have Russell hiding underneath Carl's house, except in the movie you can see that Russell's clearly not underneath the house. It's just, I mean, it's fun. But if you're a Pixar nerd like me and you study every aspect of these films and you're just like, oh, this doesn't line up with the movie or stuff like that, then you're just don't overanalyze things and you'll enjoy it way more. Um, the next one. So you guys can clearly tell I'm biased because of this next one also has inconsistencies with Up, but it's about Doug. And Doug is the best character that Pixar has ever created. So that's why. That's why I'm putting it in S tier, because it's about Doug. Okay. Um, Doug, Doug's special mission is about Doug's birthday and how Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, I think, or Omega, I'm not sure, the dogs from the movie try and bully him on his birthday in order to find Kevin. It's very creative with this, and it goes right into Doug's first appearance from Up, where he I can smell you, where he's like the statue of the man that Carl sees, and then he's like, oh wait, that's a dog. So yeah, I'm putting that in S tier because it's just an enjoyable ride there. I believe next up we have. Oh goody, we get a good one here. Day and Night. Day and Night is also an S tier film here. Day and Night is Pixar's first ever like 2D animated short film mixed with 3D environments. So if you can see here, right, these two characters are actually they're actually 2D drawings, and then on the inside of the characters are 3D backgrounds, and Pixar just gets really creative. So if you have not seen this film, I'm not going to spoil it because of how much I think you need to go see it if you have not. I'm just going to leave it that it is a wonderful short film. That one was before Toy Story 3, I think. Next film is Blue Umbrella. the blue umbrella. I don't remember much about it, so that's why I'm putting it A tier. But from what I remember, the environments are photorealistic, and they just with Luxo Jr. They make inanimate objects have emotions, and you can see the emotions from the inanimate objects. Um, so this is another one that I definitely think if you have not seen it or if you don't remember it like I didn't, just give it a rewatch because it is very good actually. It's a good. It's a good film. It involves a blue umbrella and a red umbrella, and they fall in love. Yeah, it's a love story, but it's good. It's a good story. I would definitely recommend watching it. The next one is La Luna. This one took place before Brave, and it's about a boy and his family gathering stars on the moon. Um, Something interesting about this is that the next Pixar film besides Soul that's coming out, that's Luca, that was just announced like 2 weeks ago, I think, is directed by the same person that directed La Luna. If that's anything to go off of, that means Luca is going to be a wonderful film because I enjoy La Luna. I remember watching it and I'm like, this is a great short film. I love this. So it has an interesting concept and it gets emotional at the end, like most Pixar films do, actually. So, so next up we have the Legend of Mordu. I don't know where to. I'm gonna put this one in B tier. It talks about the demon bear Mordu from the Brave movie, and it's narrated by the witch. And if you know, in the Pixar theory, the witch is actually Boo. So, I mean, I don't, I can't really see her being Boo, but that's a topic for another video if you guys want me to talk about the Pixar theory. But so this short film's narrated by the witch, and it's just talking about the fall of the bear, the prince. I mean, I feel like it wasn't really needed. Like with Jack Jack Attack, where it like these both of these films were included in their respective DVD release. But with Legend of Mordu, you're like, this was already basically explained in the movie. Why do we need this? Well, Jack Jack Attack, it explains what happens in the movie that you don't see, which is why I feel like Jack Jack Attack is the superior DVD extra bonus short film movie. Next up, we have Party Central, which I enjoy Party Central. It takes place during the Monsters University movie, which is why you can see Mike partying. I believe, if you remember in the trailers or the teaser trailers for Monsters University, they have a scene where they paint Mike with glue and then cover him in mirrors and make him a disco ball. I'm pretty sure, since that was never in the movie, I'm pretty sure that went into Party Central. I don't remember because it's been a while since I've seen it. But they do very interesting things with doors in it. Like, they have a party, but the only way you can get into the party is through a door in a kid's bedroom. Meaning that the kid gets a ton of monsters in his room trying to get to the party, and he gets scared. And I'm pretty sure that's a small aspect of it, but it's a very good addition to the Monsters Inc. Or the Monsters franchise, because there's going to be there's Monsters Inc., there's Monsters University, there's Mike's New Car, there's Party Central, and there is soon to be the Disney Plus TV show Monsters at Work, which I'm sort of excited for it. There's not much that they have revealed about it, but it looks good if it's anything to go off of. I'm gonna be controversial. I don't really like Lava, okay? I'm going to put Lava in B tier. I don't like musicals, really. No, I love musicals, actually. But when Lava came out and with Inside Out, and when I watched it, I'm like, oh great, it's a love song. It's uh, um, and then of course my family, who's like, ooh, I like Frozen, I like Moana, I like all the Disney songs. I mean, like Tangled, great soundtrack, great songs. Frozen, just get that out of there. I don't like Frozen. And then once they hear Lava, they're just like, I'm gonna sing Lava every day. And I'm just like, so whenever they sang it, I left the room. And that is why I don't like looking back at it now. I feel like it's a wonderful story, wonderful premise, right? And I was just being a stubborn little kid, right? But it's just sort of annoying because of how many times my family has sung the song from the short film. So, so can't really blame me there. Next up, we have Sanjay's Super Team, which has a very interesting premise with this kid creating his own super team. I believe that it is about, I don't remember which culture it is, but it expands, it talks about that culture, so I'm not, you know what, I'm going to pause this real fast and search it up. So, okay, I'm back. So, it's Hinduism. And it is based on the childhood of the director, whose name is Sanjay. So, that's a little tidbit for you. It's a little fact. I feel like this does a wonderful job of representing the Hindu culture. And the art style in it is amazing. I mean, it doesn't look like this poster here, but I remember watching it when I first watched the movie The Good Dinosaur, which I didn't really care for, and you can see that if you watched my Pixar tier list. But I enjoy Sanjay's Super Team, so it's a good film, at least in my opinion. So the next film we have is Riley's First Date, which came out on the Blu-ray release of Inside Out. And to be honest, I've seen this thing like 3 times, and I don't remember much of it. So I'm having to put it in B tier, which is sad because I love Inside Out. There's multiple moments that I'm like, why? Because of how, like, I got bored when watching Inside Out. But, like, with Riley's First Date, it's about Riley going out with that one boy that you see at the end of the Inside Out movie. And, like, there's multiple memes from this short film. Like, the dad going, I was in a band, right? And then they go back to the YMCA music video, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's the dad from Inside Out right there in the cowboy hat. So you can search that up if you want. I might edit it in, like a little picture of it, but probably not. So the next short film we have here is Piper. You guys want to guess where Piper's going in A tier or S tier? Piper is an amazing short film. It's about this bird exploring the beach and going and facing trials. The trials of the waves, and just it's adorable. The bird is super cute, and I would not say anything less. So Piper's just a wonderful short film. Next up we have Lou. I don't know where to put Lou. I like Lou, but yeah, no, I'm gonna put Lou in A tier. Lou is about this sentient trash monster sort of a thing, lost and found bin creature thing. And he's just exploring, and he's trying to help all the kids find their lost items. And it's emotional, and at the end, I cried. I cry at a lot of Pixar stuff. So Lou was 2017 with Cars 3, and now we're going to Bao, however you pronounce it. That's an S tier film. That's an S tier short film. It's emotional. I remember seeing promotional images, and I'm like, I'm wondering what they're gonna do with that. Um, and I remember watching the short film with my mother when we went to see Incredibles 2, and she just looked at me and was crying because she knows that that's basically what it was like to be a mother, where you grow up, or where you have a child, and that child grows up and eventually leaves the house. And so uh, that's it's just very inspiring, and it's wonderful. It's just good. Next next up we have Auntie Edna. Auntie Edna is an S tier film. Edna is the second best Pixar character behind Doug. I mean, no, they're both number one. They're both tied. They're both tied. um, just along with like Jack Jack Attack, it takes place during its respective film. Jack Jack Attack takes place during The Incredibles. Auntie Edna takes place perfectly in Incredibles 2. It probably could go into Incredibles 2, but it would break the pacing, so I'm glad that they made it its own short film, and that in addition to spending time with everyone's favorite character, Jack Jack, you get to spend time with everyone's favorite character, Edna. So this is everyone's favorite character extravaganza. I just love seeing Edna's reactions to Jack Jack's powers, and that was one of my favorite parts from Incredibles 2, and so I was just glad that they were able to add it to the short film that came with the Blu-ray and DVD. Next up, we have Lamp Life, which came out on Disney Plus in January of this year, and it is technically a sequel to Toy Story 4. It talks about Bo Peep's life. So it talks about how she went from Molly's bedroom at the end of Toy Story 2 to where she is in Toy Story 4. I was sort of hoping that they were going to explain that in Toy Story 4, but I'm glad that we were able to get its separate short film. Yeah, so these are all 32. I think this is 32. 32 Pixar short films, and the DVD short films, ranked from my opinion. So we have S tier, and all the way through C tier. With D tier, we're gonna have Nothing Is That Bad to go in this tier. That is what this tier is going to go into. So this is my list of Pixar short films. So comment down below if you agree with my list. Tell me if you want me to do a Pixar tier list for the Tales from Reindeer Spring short films or the Toy Story tunes, because there's only 3 Toy Story tunes. So I probably would group those with the Forky Asks a Question series on Disney Plus. Or if you want me to rank the Spark short films, which is sort of a problem because I like all of the Spark short films, and they're easily either S or A tier. So just tell me down below if you would like me to do either that. You can like the video and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. I hope all you guys have a wonderful day, and goodbye.